Alright, time to do another fishing report. We got some weather coming in. But before I get going on talking about what's going on in the upcoming weather event, I got a few quick announcements to get made. First, I just put going to be putting up a couple fishing tip videos in between the fishing reports. So you're definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to catch those fishing tip videos. They should help you out with not just fishing on the Salmon River, but just fishing in general. Some of them are definitely for tribs, some are just general fishing tips. But anyways, so you may want to check that out. So make sure you hit the subscribe button for that. Also, Albert and I are working on the website. We got a used gear section in there. You may want to check that out. And we're also working on a couple blogs. I got to write Albert a blog here to do this ASP. So check the blog section also on the website also, and we're working on like I said, a used gear thing. Plus, we're also taking email addresses and putting together a list for the email out for the upcoming last weekend of August spay casting clinic. So that's pretty much everything else. Oh, by the way, Pineville still got a bunch of our flies, so get them while they last. So that pretty much does the announcements. Let's get on with the fishing. First of all, about the fish, yeah, we've primarily been targeting steelhead. It's steelhead season, definitely. Even though there's a few salmon still working through, primarily what we're targeting now is steelhead. There's not salmon. There's still a very light trickle of fresh salmon coming up through. They are grabby. They are still angry, and they are a handful when we get into them. The steelhead are just nasty, hot. But then again, I'm not surprised. That's typical steelhead this time of the year. And so what we're using for flies, primarily it's an egg bite. It's a big time egg bite. A lot of eggs in the system. You know, salmon are pretty much done spawning, so the river's saturated with eggs. That egg bite is pretty heavy. So we're using size 8 egg beaters. Orange, a burnt orange or butterscotch would be another second color. Works really good when it gets bright out. Sometimes it's first light in the morning. Chartreuse is working. Periodically, pink has its moments. And we're doing all those on size 8 egg beaters. Has been our primary thing. If you want to swing, egg sucking leeches always works. We're staying with size 4s. That's what we're getting our best result with. But swinging can be really tough right now. First thing is there's just an awful lot of eggs in the system. So they're really dialed in on the egg bite. So it makes swinging kind of challenging. Plus there's a lot of leaves in the system. Let's talk about the leaves. The river's just loaded up with leaves. Right now, we get a bit of a wind. Like today, we got a front coming in. You can tell by the sky it's changeable weather. That fills this river up with leaves, and it just makes it almost tough. You're better off the dead drift, stay paced with the leaves, take advantage of the egg bite, fish egg flies. If you swing, as that fly comes across, it's just loading up on just about every swing with the leaves, so it's been pretty tough. Kind of got to pick and choose when you swing. A little tip with dealing with leaves: if they get really bad where I am, like for an example, I'm down in the Douglas and Salmon Run, if they get really bad and you're fishing like even mid-river, go to the fly zones. Get up top, Eltmar fly zones. You're closer to the dam, less leaves. Further down river you get, it's like a conveyor belt. As that conveyor belt gets lower end, everybody's throwing leaves all the way along that conveyor belt. When you get to the bottom, there's a lot of leaves. And that's the problem with the bottom end of the river. So that's something to be mindful about. As for the river, water flows are 350 CFS right now. Be warned, we got weather coming in over the weekend. I'll talk about that in a minute. Check on your water flows if you come up, because they could change. We're definitely most likely going to change. Water temperatures are holding in the mid-upper 50s. Awesome. That's why the fish are so hot. You know, they're fresh. They're full of fight. Right out of the lake. You know, they're an ideal kick your butt water temperatures. Now there's Steve. He's heading back out to fish. He's been fishing today. Yeah, they're definitely ready to. They'll take it to the woodshed in these water temperatures, both the salmon and the steelhead. So great temperatures. Definitely they'll chase a swing and fly if we can get a clean swing. So that's kind of what's going on with the temperatures. Now, the weather that's coming in. shooting this, probably be posting this, you'll be looking at this when we're getting the weather. They're talking about weather over the weekend. I've been hearing anything from we're going to get mist and just get some sprinkles to we could potentially get 3-4 inches. If we get enough, like an inch or two, we're definitely going to have some runoff at the very least, and we'll get a lot of leaves, a lot of trash in the bottom of the river. So like early in the week, it could be tough fishing down at the DSR bottom end. I would say even above town, mid-river could be challenged with all the trash coming through. Give it 24 hours, or not even, give it 12 hours, it'll clear out. That's a quick live to clear out, and then the leaves will be out of the way. If they, like I said, if their problem, go upriver. But the increase in the water flow is definitely going to pull some more fish in, pull a few more salmon in. We got a fair amount of salmon yet to come, I believe. Got a lot of steelhead to come, so it's definitely going to pull some fish in. The other thing with a rise in water, it's going to shake up that bottom, knock a lot of eggs loose. It's going to create a very strong egg bite. So definitely bring your egg patterns if the water comes up. Those fish, these steelhead especially, are going to go on to feed, and they're going to take a full advantage of an egg drift or an egg bite. Something I'll talk about this winter on water flows. But when this time of year you get a spike in water, it's going to knock eggs loose. It's going to put the steelhead on the feed. So that's something to be mindful about. But it's just also we got to work around some of the garbage. Let's see here. What else? Yeah, we got it. So check on that. Upriver. That's right. Don't ignore the upper river. Definitely. Ricky's been fishing the upper river, and he describes like the upper fly zones right now is the land of the swimming dead. It's a zombie zone. A lot of dead, rotting salmon die-offs, really a lot of dead salmon. It's a mess. However, there is a few fresh salmon getting up there. Unfortunately, we're not seeing a lot of steelhead up there yet. I think a lot of steelhead are stalled out in the lower river. Nothing unusual. They will do that. They'll come in, they'll get on these eggs, and they won't move that fast. If we get a pulse of water, it'll clear out a bunch of the dead salmon upriver, and the dying salmon upriver will really reduce those, and it'll move some steelhead up. So for fishing upriver, we need a pulse of water. That'll solve a lot of problems in the upper river. So we could have a completely different set of conditions by Monday or Tuesday, just a couple days after the weekend rainstorms. So you want to stay tuned. You want to check on the water flows. Keep an eye on my fishing reports while you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. He's shameless plug right there. And because conditions, like I always say, can and do change quickly. And we could be into one of those situations here, but it is definitely steelhead time. It's an egg bite. Fish your egg patterns. Cover some water. Fish your slots. Be mindful, especially of slots off from the gravel bars and the cuts where there's a lot of spawning activity. Fish those little slots and pockets up there. Cover some water until you find them, and play around with your colors. Like I said, we've been doing good with orange and butterscotch, kind of like a burnt orange color, and running about a 10-pound tippet. I would prefer 8, but we're having a hard time hanging on to them with 10. So until then, folks, see you on the river. And once again, it's good meeting everybody that watches these videos and saying hello. So it's good to meet. Thanks for saying hello, and it's good to meet you. See you on the river, and good fishing. And we got a lot of steelhead fishing ahead of us. See you, folks. This is Jay at JPEG Guides and Lost River Fishing. We are a year-round fly fishing catch and release guide service. We fish the Lake Ontario tributaries, and then during the spring and the summer we also fish the inland trout streams, classic dry fly fishing. During the heat of the summer we will do the warm water fishing for bass and pike. If you're interested in any of our outings or have any questions, please feel free to email us at fish@lostriversfishing.com. Hope to hear from you, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us.